Welcome back to On The Reel. This is John. We got Alex, we got Brandon, and we got Chance. We got Chance in the booth, in the boofy. All right? Why is Chance here, though? Chance is here because he drove this C63 AMG in our new commercial that just released today. The Ford, and it was dope. The Ford RTR Mach E 1400. Lightning effects here, Brandon. I'm just kidding. What the fuck, dude? That was super lame. I was going in on a roll there.
You're fucking up the hype day right now.
That was a hype.
It's a hype day. Come on, it's a hype.
I was rolling into that. I was gonna go. It was supposed to be a high. It was gonna be good. All right. Anyway, he's really killing me over here with the DJ tonight. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome.
We are excited because I mentioned that the Ford Mach E 1400 was released today. So we wanted to hop on the podcast tonight, say, hey, the hype's real right now. We got it fresh in our minds since we just watched it over. And we're going to go over kind of some questions that you guys submitted and kind of go over the day.
Talk about it, yeah.
And see what we did and just talk about it because we can.
Dude, I woke up this morning and it felt like Christmas.
No, dude, I couldn't sleep last night.
Like.
I'm not going to lie. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. It's always been a goal for us. So I did mention this today. Typically when we come in the office, we do our things in the morning, we got our coffee, we're doing our stuff. And by the time lunch comes around, we grab lunch, we all sit at our little meeting table that we have here in our office. And we're always like, turn something on. We got a TV right on the monitor and we'll turn on YouTube, and we'll go through YouTube, and usually it's like, oh guys, did you guys just realize Ken Block or whoever, or Vaughn, someone just released a really cool video, let's watch it. Like, oh shit, yeah, let's watch it while we eat. The cool thing is today while we were eating, we watched the video that we shot instead of someone else, like something that we were a part of and shot. It was just really cool and like surreal in the sense
and
of like
the thing, it's like it's gone farther back than just the office days here.
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
It's gone to college days where like you're sitting back, doing some homework, and then
you get so hyped on
you just get hyped on the next release, and it's just surreal being there and being actually a part of it.
I remember watching Gymkhana 1, and then all of a sudden, like we're watching live Gymkhana on the track with people you've been watching,
and you're standing next to, and you're talking to them like, hey, what are you going to be doing? You're turning here and doing that and stopping. It's just cool to like watch that stuff. And watching be like, I want to do that. I want to do that. How do we do that? And then you're like, you just click and you're like, you're talking to Ken Block and Vaughn, and you're showing Vaughn the shots, and you're doing all this, and you're interacting with them and like getting stuff that they want. It's just really cool to do that. And that's exactly what we've been wanting to do. So that's why we've been pretty excited about this project. And it released this morning. I was up, I set an alarm, and it was awesome. I mean,
I think it was just a moment for us to really show off the skills and like the partnership we were really been working on in the car, and just opping alone. Like everything came together, the shots and all the techniques we practice. It all.
But going back to like
came together to what you see in the final video. And
I think the fact that the four of us have been the ones that have been working in the car for the last year, it really shows on a project like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the organicness of the operation and the shots that we were able to pull is just, it shows that we've all been working in the same role in that car for the last year.
Trying as hard as we can to figure out how do we do this the best, to our ability, and beyond that. But
and we're at
go ahead.
We're at a point where we almost operate on like a one mind scale.
Yeah.
We're on the same
wavelength, bro. Oh my God. Anyway, going back to like this, let's just go back to the beginning where like this project was kind of projected before COVID and the quarantine kind of hit us, right?
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Yeah, you're right.
No, definitely.
Okay. And then, so it was a whole, this was like a week thing. We have no idea what car it was. We had no idea what was going on. We didn't even know if it was Ford. We didn't know anything about it, actually.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go back because like before this podcast, we went on live and we asked you guys a bunch of questions.
True.
And like a bunch of you guys responded, which is super awesome. So rather than save those all for the end, let's kind of answer these questions like as they come up.
Yeah.
So we had a really good one. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't have time to write down who asked what questions, but
the 10 people that are on there.
We had
hell yeah,
the real homies, real
homies.
We had a really good one that was, first off, how did you guys get an opportunity like this?
Right.
Which is really funny because
this stems from like years though.
Yeah, it goes back like way farther than anybody could imagine, and it's kind of like right time, right place, right skill set, right tools.
Yeah.
And
correct.
Knowing the right friend of a friend type of thing. Cause we got an email from Race Services, who's the creative agency / producer that produced this content.
Yep.
And they came to us because we had a common friend that connected the two of us, Sam over at Race Services. He's from Arizona. He hails from Arizona. He used to be really big here in the drift community, and then he moved out to LA to start working at Race Services.
And he's still big in the drift community.
Still big, yeah. He's Drift Idiot, if you're
yeah.
familiar with that brand and whatnot. But we had a common friend with him, Corey Hosford, and Sam was talking to Corey about like, oh, we're out in Arizona doing this job, and we're looking for like doing pursuit stuff. And Corey's just like, shout out to Corey, because he's like, you got to check out my friends, the Reelbros.
He's always shouted us out, and in times that are right. He's awesome.
Yeah. So they ended up looking at our stuff, and obviously we have the portfolio and the tools to back it up, and that's what created the initial opportunity of the email conversation.
They were shooting at the Ford Proving Ground, so we're right in our backyard.
Yeah. So that's kind of how the opportunity came to be. It's a little bit of right time, right place, and a little bit of luck.
Right time, luck, place, tools, skill, and kind of really, honestly, we've really been planning for something like this. You know what I mean? Like we've been shooting for this and shooting further than this. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think we were mentally prepared for it and technically prepared for it.
We were just like, animals in a cage ready to go, basically. Like, we just wanted to, utilize the tools that we, put upon ourselves and utilize them to the best of their capability.
Yeah, we got super hyped when we got the email. We all stood up. We're like, wait, what? What is it? Is this what we think it is? I'm just kidding.
This was the first. Also, it's kind of ironic because this is the first big production that we are back on, especially with the motor
right
crane,
off the rip.
Right after the original quarantine
was
where
ended.
like everything shut down for 2 months. This was the first one back. So it's the first one like, oh, we have to do all the safety, social distancing. We don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try and pull it off. So, and it was a fucking dream job, honestly. Like this one checked all the boxes for me with what
Did
what
I
it
not
comes to
say
a motor
that
crane
pulling
job.
into the job?
Yeah.
I remember pulling into the job and I was like, yo, we're about to pull in, like we're pulling into a dream job right now.
Yeah. That's what we've been
just take a moment.
working for.
Let's just all take a moment.
The cool thing is we were pulling a white C63 AMG on a trailer behind our truck, and it was just like with a motor crane on it, and we're like, this is crazy. What's going on? And yes, you guys are going to be
C63.
Yes, it was. It was from Hertz.
I did have that surreal moment. Like, wait, what the? How did we get here?
Hertz
like,
doesn't even know this. So if this podcast gets out there, don't let them know that we did that. Anyway,
hey, we got the rental insurance. It should be okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
Pro
John
tip,
almost left the shot list in the car.
I did.
At the end of the day,
turning it in. There was like
and like Hertz gets it, and they're like, what? Run out. What?
Camera car.
Take off.
AMG.
Follow around track. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So we've had the moto crane for over a year now.
And we've been trying to use it as much as possible.
Use it as much as possible on like jobs and client work, and then
or just on our free time.
Our own passion project work and stuff. But this was really the first one where I guess everything lined up where it was like, and no offense to past projects and stuff like that, but everything lined up in the sense of like, we were completely ready as a team, completely dialed in, like
to get this stuff done.
The talent behind the wheel, the shoot, what we were shooting.
Well, isn't that kind of interesting? Because we've watched these drivers drive their whole life, so we kind of were already comfortable in the sense of like us pulling on set. It's not like we came up on set and we don't know who these drivers are. Yes, they're professional drivers, but if we didn't know them, think about it. It's like, okay, how are they going to drive? We have to figure that out. But us watching them, like almost, our whole life.
Yeah.
You understand
we know how they drive
and the maneuvers that they're going to pull.
And what they can get out of.
Yep.
So that was pretty interesting. We were already kind of mentally prepared for the sense of like, let's just fucking shoot this thing. These guys are going to be able to maneuver around us.
Yeah. Well, you saw that on when we were shooting Desert Mayhem 3. Some of those guys are super confident in their car and their abilities, and you see it on camera.
Oh, absolutely.
And then some of those guys would come around the turn, they would lock eyes on us, and they would just lose composure and spin the car because they just freaked out.
They freaked out. But when the camera got too close.
Yeah, but when you're working with like Vaughn and Ken and all these professional drivers, like you've seen them precision drive for years, as you said. So like when we were on track with Vaughn doing the handling stuff, like we were on the radio and
with
it's
Haley.
Like, walk it in 2 feet from camera, 2 feet. There was one point where like Vaughn put that Mach E.
I think
he had to be less than a foot from the front filter on that camera.
Yeah,
and the shot looked dope.
That was actually the one that they used. That was how close he got.
Yeah, like if in the video we are on the Mustang logo on the front of the car,
arm back,
crane arm pans around to the side, you see the wheel and the wheel in motion, and then it swings back around the front of the car to the Mustang logo.
Yeah.
That is all happening within probably 2 to 3 feet of the car at speed on a track.
And Chance, so now, you know, we've been driving for a while. I mean, what did you think about that jumping into a C63 right off the rip? Not, you know, we've shot in it before, but like getting on a track at Ford Performance Proving Grounds and chasing, you know, Haley and Vaughn and then a crazy new car. Like, what was going on in here? I know you were nervous in the start, but you killed the track. You killed everything that day, and especially in a new car. Did the car help you? And you know, how did you feel about that whole set?
It was nice to have a car that was definitely able to keep up relatively with the Mach E. I mean, there's no way you can keep up with 1,400 horsepower, but around the track, what we were doing, it was awesome. The car was tight. It kept everybody comfortable. Like, we had ice cold AC on a 110 degree track all day. Like,
I know. I was messing with Ken. He was like, it's so hot. I'm like, hey, you want to switch?
that poor guy.
And he was like looking at me like, fuck you.
That poor guy was melting in that unicorn.
Yeah, no,
no
they all were,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
In NASCAR, everybody was. But yeah, no. How did you feel coming up to that? And you're like, all these people are here. These are people I've watched forever. You know, and I'm driving a crane car, the only one in Arizona, and we're shooting this. Like, what was going through your head?
Well, the AMG in particular, it was like a scalpel compared to, like, we use Land Rover, of course. It was like a scalpel versus a machete. It was just so precise. That car is easy, and I mean, it's German perfection. They make awesome cars.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
It is. It was a perfect car. The car handled all of that weight, and so it was a rental car. So we did suction cup it. We did it. We did rig it a bit differently than the suction cups would normally go on the vehicles like that. We added a few outriggers, but I think it really helped. I mean, I know it helped with the rigidity of it and whatnot.
Yeah, let's go back to how the C63 AMG came to be, because I think it's a fucking funny ass story. Originally, when Sam and the guys at Race Services reached out to us, we had, of course, like the series of video and phone chats and stuff like that. After we signed the NDA, we kind of got let in to know what we were filming exactly, and it was like,
finally,
we have the 3 cars that we typically use for our pursuit stuff. But they were like, yeah, this one we might need something a little faster.
Well, both of our vehicles that we use for track are going to be the BMW wagon, the sport wagon, and our Audi all-road wagon, which both of them are i4s, turbos.
But they're quick.
No, they're quick.
They're quick.
I mean,
they're
we
quick.
had the Audi out at Apex in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was
great.
totally fine.
They're not 1,400 horsepower quick.
No.
Though.
No, they're not 500 horsepower quick either.
They were.
So
we needed that torque.
we needed
we
needed that instant throttle, that instant braking, all of that stuff, because that C63 has performance parts, you know, left and right.
Yeah.
And we can tune that while we're in the car, which is pretty fun too.
Yeah, and thankfully we have a motocrane system, which in their tagline it mounts to fucking anything. So we were able to leave those initial meetings knowing that we have to source a faster vehicle.
Well, Sam was like, "Yeah, I don't think those are going to work. You're going to keep up," because they didn't really tell us what it was at the.
Yeah,
they didn't.
They were just like, "It's electric.
It was vague.
Fast. It's got over 1,000 horsepower."
And we're like, "Okay, we're going to have to probably get another vehicle."
Yeah.
So we just dug in on websites and Turo and all that good shit. And
we've done it before though, so it's not our first time renting a vehicle for a production like that. But it was interesting.
It was fun.
Guess what? It was during COVID, right? So nobody was flying. Nobody was renting cars. And luckily, there was one C63 in Arizona. It Hertz. Actually, was it? No, because Hertz is the only one that does the dream stuff. So I don't think anybody else does.
No, Enterprise and stuff.
Okay, so do they have a C63 though?
The easiest horsepower car for us to get happened to be the Hertz, signature dream car.
Yeah, so there was a dream car. It was, and you know, the one thing that you always worry about when you get a car like that, because since all of our cars are wrapped, you know, specifically for shooting, you know, they're all black, you know, all matted. I go up to the counter when I get the car, and I was like, oh, God, I hope this thing's black. It just be black,
or like,
you know?
gray,
just whatever.
Gray.
Yeah, gray. Give me like a color, concrete color, you know, whatever. Just don't, for the love of God, give me white.
Give me something.
So I go up to the counter. I went to the lady. I'm like, okay, what do you got? She's like, we only have one. We can't find the other ones. They're buried somewhere because COVID, and I'm the only one working here. I'm like, okay, great. What do you got?
White.
It's white. I go around the fucking corner. It's sitting right there. It's white. I'm like, I asked the lady, I'm like, do you have anything else? Anything, you know, black? She's like, nope, this is it. I'm like, great, awesome. So I bring that thing back to the office. The guys see it. I'm like, hey guys, guess what? And the guys are like, it's white. I'm like, yep, it's white.
Yep.
Which white is like, you don't want that. You don't want a white car when you're
No.
shooting, crane or follow or chase or whatever you're doing, because it's going to reflect in the picture car or whatever you're shooting. And it sucks.
Bounce.
Not
It's a
just
giant
one.
bounce.
That's facts.
It's a giant bounce card, so it just sucks. And we're like, shit. And we went to our guys over at
Color Bomb.
Color Bomb, yes. And
Shout out to
them.
Color Bomb.
They always come in clutch at the last minute, or we're like, we need to get something done. You know, they got the Land Rover done, or actually they did the Audi like
They've
the
done
day
all our
before we
cars.
went out to California to shoot a commercial out there. They've done all of our cars. And they're awesome. So you should go to them if you want to get anything wrapped. I mean, anything. It doesn't matter. So we went there. We got our decals cut out so we can go put them on the C63. So that way we at least have branding on this rented vehicle. You know, whatever. They're stickers. We take them right off. So we had big RBs on there and everything.
Do it for the BTS.
And it was good. And the one thing we were like, okay, because we had this happen before when we shoot for Peterbilt and we had a white truck or something that was light.
Dude, we've lucked out of
and we've
Peterbilt,
lucked
though.
out twice
It's
now.
One time we got a white truck. We were shooting a white trash truck.
White trash truck.
The other time we got a red truck. We were shooting a red truck.
And
It
this
was
is completely, this is not planned things, people.
dumb luck.
Completely dumb luck. So guess what? We get the C63. It's white. We get on the trailer. We're like, God, I hope this car that we're shooting. We've never seen
And then
photos.
we show up looking like the hero.
They didn't send us photos. They didn't even send the director or anybody photos because they did not want this thing to leak at all. Like zero leak. So we get there. We go up. We pull the trailer around, and there it is.
That wide body monster.
The wide body, insane
Yes.
Mach E Mustang. Guess what color it is? A matte white with some red. And then we're like, thank God.
Thank God.
Because we're not going to show up in this car at all. Zero.
Yeah.
Especially since it's matted white. We're not going to show up at all.
Well, then the other cars had liveries on them, which helped with.
Yeah, I mean, there was
Exactly.
gold on what's his name?
On Chelsea's car.
On Chelsea's car, but we didn't
And
show up at all,
unicorn
really.
obviously
I
has
didn't see it.
decals everywhere.
Yeah, but his car's mainly black. So we lucked out,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So that was one hurdle to get through, and then we obviously had some others, but
Honestly, that car though, because one of the other questions was it fast enough to keep up?
oh yeah.
It was. I mean, that car, Vaughn's car, still ran away from us on the top end.
Oh yeah.
For
Like
what we
they all
needed-
were.
Yeah, for what we
But
needed,
for what
it
we
was
needed,
fast
it
enough
was
to keep
perfect.
up.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
The only thing I did not like is we had to stuff 3 people in the back, so it's like Brandon, Sam, and I are just in the back of this AMG
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
operating, pulling focus,
'Cause we
directing, doing all this crazy shit, and like
Yeah, it was.
if you've ever been in the back of a C63 AMG,
tight.
it's built for 2 people and a midget at best.
At best.
So what you're
best.
telling me is we need to get a midget operator. So anybody listening that's a midget and wants to operate, I'm just kidding.
If you have short legs, apply here.
if you have short,
Yeah.
no, it'll help with space in that thing for sure.
Man, but yeah, it was a fun shoot.
Yeah,
And
and that
like,
was fun. But the
car
one
did flawlessly. I'll say
the
that.
car did flawlessly. And then how many miles did it have on it? It was like
500.
500.
It was
miles.
brand new. It was
It was
breaking AMG. We were the
spanking.
first people to rent that car.
We were the
but-
first people to rent that car.
And it was so great because you get to go up to the counter and they're like, "Is this business or pleasure?" And you
Yeah.
get to just be like, "It's
Yes.
both."
Yeah, no, I think I said pleasure because I didn't want them to do any other bullshit with business stuff. You know, like, oh, I need your
They don't-
tax ID information
Nah,
and
they
stuff
don't
like. I'm like, no, I just
they don't
give
do
me
that.
the car because I'm gonna
both.
go.
Yep.
But I think the next hard like the one thing that pops up to me the most is the shot that was behind him, which actually didn't make it in the film. So we'll find that shot and we'll post it at some point. But this shot was directly behind the line. So if you guys saw the film, they're all lined up on this giant strip of pavement that ran for like I don't know. What was it? Less than
It
a
was-
quarter of a mile.
No, it was more than.
It was more than a quarter
What
of a
was
mile.
the square? What was the square footage on it? They had just repaved.
They
it.
just repaved it. It was
Five-
was like 20
The
million.
Ford Proving Ground spent
was like
like
20
$5
acres.
million
Yeah,
Yeah.
5
repaving
M's, dude.
with 5 M's.
repaving this. Fucking
They dropped
skid
bags,
pad.
Brandon.
I think it's like a 20
Boy,
acre
was
skid
it
pad.
smooth.
It's really
Yeah.
big.
It was the smoothest piece of concrete I've ever been on in my life.
It's like driving on glass.
Dude,
It was a
beautiful.
slab, dude.
The interesting part is that also helped with camera, like
Oh yeah.
everything.
We were
helped
worried.
everything.
It was like driving on.
So we
oof.
were kind of worried that in Arizona, a lot of the roads, if you don't take care of them, will crack and everything because of heat and warp and stuff. Well, Ford really takes care of their facility, obviously, because they're always testing cars. We were worried that it could have been a little bit bumpier than it was because the suspension on the C63 is actually pretty stiff, and you can control it, but we wanted it to be stiffer so it wouldn't sway and affect the arm movement in a sense because everything was so stiff on that car, even the rigging, from the rigging down to the suspension, that I think the performance of the camera at the end of that arm was better than we've ever seen, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So we were worried that it could have been bumpy and it would have affected the head a little bit more than it did, but it was insane. It was perfect. It was exactly what you would have wished for.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, we're behind this line. We're behind the line, right? And we're in the car. And what the shot is imagine us in that line and right behind the Mach E. We're directly behind him, probably, let's say 500 feet back. And what the shot is we're supposed to go 3, 2, 1. We take off, crane in front of us, and it goes up and goes up. And by the time the crane gets about
And we're top speed
4
25
feet.
miles per hour.
No, 25, 30.
Yeah. About a car length behind him.
But still accelerating.
Still
at the
accelerating.
back
So
of
we
a
weren't
moving
supposed
car.
to stop accelerating. The director was like, you're going to keep going, and then Vaughn's going to take off when you get about, say, a half a car
Yeah.
length away from him.
They didn't want to see any braking.
No braking. So we're going up to him, wah, bah, 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 going. We're not burning out. That was wrong. Bah, 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 bah. No, we weren't doing that. I wish, but this thing was going. We're going, and then Vaughn was supposed to take off. But the thing that we realized, there was a radio delay between us, the director, and Vaughn that was in his helmet. So the delay really messed with us.
Yep.
So by the time we got up to the car, the director's like, okay, Vaughn, go. By the time we got there, we were already stopped because we were going to put that boom straight to the back of that car.
This is millisecond delay, but at
Milliseconds.
the speed we were going, it was enough.
It was enough to make a difference.
It was enough of a delay on our end. We would have rammed right into the back of him.
We had a giant, and we did this multiple times before we were
Yes.
telling the director, like,
This
there's a
was- we did it
delay
3
and we
times.
need to get this before.
Yep.
And I wish the shot was in that. It was really cool. The shot on
a
our
cool
screen
shot,
looked
yeah.
amazing. Like, it was awesome. I wish they used it. I don't know what the reason was, but whatever.
Well, then-
I know we've talked about this a few times, Chance and I, but like, how did that feel? Like going against your gut? Because I know that, production wanted you to,
Yeah, that's
fight
the thing.
through it and, hey, don't break, man. We got this. That car is a rocket, is quote unquote what they said.
Yeah.
Like, what did that feel like going against your gut instinct? Like, I need to hit the brake.
Throwing
I
a
know
12-foot arm, with 150 grand,
Exactly.
going straight at the back of a car that's one off and not braking and just going. Because Chance and I talk the most when we're in the car because I'm moving the crane
Right.
and he's driving. So
Yep.
those two need to be communicating the most. And I'm focusing because I just had it locked. And what I was supposed to do is I was supposed to go from the ground and I was supposed to go up. And so I needed to make sure that the timing was perfect because if it wasn't, that thing was going straight through the back of that windshield. Or the rear windshield.
rear hatch.
The rear hatch, which would have been actually would have fucking took off that whole spoiler.
Fucking wing.
Oh my god, the whole wing. Oh, it's not a spoiler, sorry, wing. But what was going through your mind? Because you had to be like, I'm not braking, I'm not braking, I'm not braking,
Yeah.
I'm not braking, and then oh shit, I'm braking.
But you also have production in your ear. Like, I need, like, don't break.
Right.
Don't break. Trust me.
And
This is
we were
going
trying
through.
our hardest
And it's
to
just
leave it
like-
to last second. So what was that feeling
So-
like? You're like,
So we got to roll it all the way back. So we did a safety brief on that shot, and this wasn't on the shot list. And all of a sudden, they're telling us, all right, you guys are going to drive straight at the back of this one-of-one Mach E no one knows about. Vaughn Gittin's in this car. And I'm just like, if I mess up, I'm literally sending a joust,
the joust.
a robot crane joust straight through the back of the hatch. And I'm going to kill Vaughn Gittin Jr. And I'm going to be that guy.
And you're going to be that
I'm
guy.
going to be that guy.
It would have been horrible.
They say like no publicity is bad publicity. I think killing Vaughn Gittin Jr. is
It is bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, no, but and I was also
No one wants to be that
and
guy.
the thing is, the other pick to that was I had to go really slow on my. They wanted me to go really slow.
Yeah, so you couldn't jam it up like normal.
Yeah, I couldn't just ramp that thing up and go hardcore. So I had to keep my hand on the speed controller on the left. So if that happened, I had to just flick that thing and just jam it up. But even then, we didn't have enough time to get that crane up as fast as we needed to. So we braked how many times? 4 times?
It was 3.
3 times.
3 times.
Three
before.
emergency stops where I was like, okay, stop. It was like
but-
a full cut off.
I think
It was never full stops. It was just enough of a hesitation because Vaughn wasn't
Okay,
going.
sure.
It was like I tapped the brakes and
We
and nothing would
slammed
happen.
them pretty hard at some of them.
well,
There was 2 that
there
was
a
like,
couple I had to like, okay, we're stopping this car now.
and the good thing is
Yeah.
those have fat brakes on it, so the
Yeah.
thing stopped on a dime.
Well, but sometimes you can't listen to
Yeah.
what you're being told in your ear because like we have
Well, there's other factors that we
Yeah,
don't know about,
like,
like
I'm-
radio delay.
I'm worried about me and my team like bottom line. Like I don't want to kill Vaughn Gittin Jr. I don't want to hurt my team. And then at the very least of it, we have 150 grand hanging on
Yeah.
the end of that crane. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be that guy.
I think that
Can't be that guy.
That's a huge professional point too. Is at the end of the day, you want to get the dopest, craziest, cool fucking shots and like risk it for the biscuit.
And we're
we
the guys
risk
that'll
it.
take it to the limit.
We'll take it to the
will,
limit.
But we know the
We
limit.
ain't no
and we
bitches.
understand
We ain't no
the
bitches
limits.
out there. We
But-
try to get the coolest things we can.
You
But
know-
there's a limit always.
And you know the limits of your equipment and your crew and stuff like that. And so you know when you're pushing it and when you need to just stop and say, hey, this isn't going to work and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like it's, you want to get the shot, but like you don't want to fucking hurt anybody. You don't want to kill anybody. You don't want to do.
There's no point.
You don't want to be.
You don't need to do that.
But obviously, like it
But
was.
in that situation,
Anyway.
Chance was the dude to make that decision.
Correct.
He had the pedals like literally under his feet. Like
Yes.
he was the guy to make that decision.
But
Well, and you got to realize if we ran into the back of that car,
that would have been fucking hell.
Like if they asked for that,
the whole shoot would have been
because
canceled.
I think what happened is throughout the day, because
that was the first day.
we did
First day.
That was the first day of production, but
It would have been fucked.
we'd done some
Oh my god, it's giving me anxiety right
We
now.
did
thinking about it.
anxiety.
we
I don't
did
want to talk about that.
on track handling with them just before that.
Oh, you're right.
So I think
Yeah.
what we did is our skill set and our showcase of the motor crane and our team inspired so much confidence in the directors and the team there.
Yes.
That as the day progressed, they wanted to
Do
they,
more
they
fun
got
stuff.
one day with us, so they wanted to maximize what they could get with us, and they were like, all right, these guys are down. So like, what crazy shit can we do?
Right.
And that's when they kind of came.
We
up-
were down.
That's when they kind of came up with the idea of the launch, and then the car does all those crazy donuts.
We're gonna show you guys that.
Through-
We're gonna have that shot
throughout
hopefully
the
here
start.
soon. But like, it was nuts. But anyway, we through all the bullshit of the 3 times that we had to full evacuate, we got the shot.
We got the shot.
We did.
Yeah.
But driving into the
Smoke.
back of a parked car is something that like your insides are
yeah.
telling you
You have to
you're
fight
not
it.
supposed to stop.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to drive in the back of a parked car.
Yeah.
You're just not supposed to do
You're
that.
not supposed to do it. It's not.
And then they're telling you, all right, 35.
Keep going.
And then you're supposed to accelerate once you get the
Correct.
closest to this car.
Correct.
And just you have to completely ignore instinct, and you're just like, all right,
Just go.
send it.
So he was also into the mix of us trying to go straight in the back of him. He goes into like this 180 or 360
It was a
spin.
720.
Oh, a 720
Yeah.
Yeah.
that he does like a few times, which you guys, that was in the film. That shot of us when the crane is high, it looks like a drone. That's actually us when we're flying through in the back of the smoke. So as we're doing that, this is the same shot. This started out us behind him going straight. So basically they just cut out the part where we went straight behind him.
Yeah.
And we're going. So we're going at the back of his car. We're all worried. All of a sudden, okay, he makes it. Great. Okay, we can continue to go.
Then we're splitting Mustangs. We're splitting more Mustangs.
Yeah, we're going through everybody. We're going through Chelsea was on one side,
Chelsea was on one side,
And
and, I think
then
it was Joey Logano on the
Joey
other.
Logano on the other. So
So we
we're
had
going through these two
Two
guys.
very expensive race cars.
And
through 'em.
we're at speed.
And we're at speed through them. And as we're doing this, the crane's going up. You know, it's gradually going up. And he's doing these 720s. We're supposed to continue and hold speed at 25, 30 miles an hour as he's doing these loops. Now we didn't know how fast. In the prep, we're like, Vaughn, how fast do you think you're going to be going through these 720s? He's like, I have no idea.
No. He said like 60. They said
Yeah,
they
he
would carry
did.
like 60.
You're correct.
through.
He did say like a lot faster than
The
what he was
the
actually
reality
doing.
was when that car started to spin, it was more like the 30, 40 range.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with like a 20 mile an
And-
hour, if not more, difference between us.
Correct.
And
And
the
we're
first
expecting him
time-
to speed up.
The first time we did it, the spins didn't necessarily happen.
Correct.
So
he
we-
went way
we
off
spun out.
track.
Yeah.
He went way off track. So the shot that made it in the film was the only one that he stayed majority center of the frame, which you don't even see because there's so much smoke, which comes back to our point of
Well,
when we're
14
flying through
Actually,
there.
200 horsepower,
the
all-wheel
shot you
drive
see,
burnouts.
the shot you see in the final edit, the one before that, he actually did do the full 360, but we bailed because there was a full wall of smoke.
No, this was the
that's-
one.
That's the one in the edit.
No. After that, we stopped because we thought he stopped, but he didn't. He actually kept going through.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's redo that. And then that's the shot that we got the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I
still had to
remember
stop, though.
specifically.
I remember
No, we
I-
did.
the one
We did.
the shot that we did that I remember that's in the film now is where we're going basically. So as we're continuing, and this is after the joust shot, we're going through, and it's a continuous shot. As we're up, he's supposed to spin. We're supposed to continue speed.
Yeah.
He threw so much smoke that our car
on
became
on the first donut.
yeah on the first donut. We became completely encapsed in this giant
Engulfed.
smoke ball. Engulps. Is that a different?
Engulfed. Engulfed.
Did I say engulfed?
You said
You
engulfed.
said engulfed.
I said engulped.
You said engulfed.
Oh my bad.
It's all
I'm into
good.
the story.
Engulfed. We
I need-
became completely engulfed. in this smoke.
engulfed.
A wall of tire smoke.
A wall of
Tire
tire
smoke.
smoke was around us. Okay, folks. And when that happens, it's pretty weird.
You
'cause
can't.
You don't
it's a full
see.
whiteout.
You don't see your horizon. You don't see shit.
The last thing I saw
And guess
was
what?
was the tip of the spoiler, and then
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, and nothing.
And you
And
don't,
it
know,
disappears.
you don't know if he spun out and
Yeah.
he's at a dead stop,
The-
or he made it through the
Correct.
spin and he's going straight.
And you don't know because you can't hear this damn
you
thing
don't
because
you
it's
don't
electric.
even know if it's pointed straight at you.
You have
So
no
you-
idea.
in that
So-
split moment, you're dealt with the decision: do you risk it for the biscuit,
Yeah.
or do you play
So we're
safe?
like, we're sitting in the car, and Sam's in the car, the director, co-directing, and he was sitting in there, and was like, we're all like, we should probably stop,
Yeah.
because we couldn't see him. He could have totally hit us, or
Yeah.
360 to right into the front of our grill, or whatever. The camera was up, so he wouldn't have touched that, but it was pretty nuts, because we're like, okay, we got to stop. We
But
have
he
no
would
idea
have
where
touched
we have no
us.
idea where we are. We're
Yeah.
gonna stop.
I
think the shot
specifically
worked
remember
out,
turning
yeah.
away. I
Yeah.
specifically remember turning my head away in that split moment.
Well, because
I was
we're
like,
in,
whatever
we're-
happens, happens.
we're in
No,
the
because
back
this
end.
is
We're in
we
the
were
back of the
already
car.
we were already butt puckered after
I know.
It was
jousting
fucking hard.
Vaughn Gittin
Oh, I
through
was
this,
sweating.
and then we get stuck in a smoke wall, and we're
As-
like, I don't know what's going on.
I was sweating. I literally
got it, though.
I literally had a microfiber cloth in my hand when I was pulling focus.
And this car
at
was
one
good
point,
AC.
and it has good AC. I was just sweating.
Well,
that much.
we're in the back looking through the camera too. So like they're driving. So like they're
I've got a feed.
they're
but-
close to the car. Brandon and I are looking at this car through a 50
Yeah.
mil, 30 mil
Yeah,
lens, and it looks like we are about to just like
Yeah.
go through the back
So
of this
but-
thing.
but-
But
Back
Chance
into
and
this
I,
thing.
guess what? We're looking out the front of that windshield, and the boom disappears. We can't see the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
No,
just like-
no, literally, you couldn't see the camera. That's a
can't-
12-foot arm. So
you can't
just
see-
imagine that.
You can't see 3 feet in front of you.
That
No.
fucking car makes way more smoke than any car I've ever seen.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
More than a Formula Drift car.
Yeah,
It
instantaneously.
just instantaneously turns those fucking tires.
Now it's also the
wall of
tires that
smoke.
he was using
It,
too.
it gives the
Yeah.
unicorn.
They wanted a lot of smoke.
It gives the unicorn a run for its money on that.
Because
tire
you
smoke.
ever notice when drifters go out, they're like, "Dude, how much smoke did I make?" It was
Yeah.
always it's
It's
always
all
a
about
thing.
smoke.
It's all about smoke. I swear to God, it's hilarious.
It's all about the show.
I think it's hilarious because
about
to
the
me,
show.
it's like the performance and like how you put the car.
Well,
Like, I don't know.
why
That's
you have
just
the
what I
horsepower.
think about it.
Dude, there's people that have really good set
Like
of
how much
cars.
smoke?
They can't make smoke though.
I
It's
know,
all the
it's
show.
true,
It's all
it's
about the
true.
show. And the Mach E is cool because it's electric. You can isolate.
7 motors.
You can do 4-wheel drive, rear wheel, or front wheel drive. So when he was testing it, he was shaking it down the day before the shoot, and we were out on the Scout.
Scout, yeah.
And he put it in front wheel drive mode, and he did fucking the longest front wheel drive,
yeah.
smokiest front wheel drive burnout I've ever seen. And he comes back in and he's like, "This is fucking sick."
Yeah, yeah.
And we're all just like, "Yeah, it's fucking sick."
Because he hasn't been before that. He wasn't driving that thing a lot.
Yeah, they
so
never-
this was
they
like
didn't really get to
pretty
shake the car down.
No, this was pretty fresh off the block for Vaughn to jump in and like start ripping this thing
I gotta-
out the gate.
I gotta say, for a 101 race car, electric, mind you, that brand new, that car ran a lot longer than the gas cars.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
It
it
had-
ran into less issues.
Oh,
yeah.
was
how about the
reliable
how
all
about
day.
And
how
you didn't
about
have to
the
warm it up.
How
didn't
about
have
the
to warm it
warning?
I was
for
just
the
gonna say.
charging.
I was just gonna say that.
That
there's
was
so
crazy,
So here's
dude.
another thing. We're going through a briefing. Everyone's at a safety briefing. So everyone's like, "Hey, everybody, come to the safety briefing." And we're like, "Okay,
It's like a common thing.
we come
before
over
production. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we come over and okay, that's awesome. Let's see what's kind of safety stuff we got to go through today. Basically, we go through all the shit, all the normal shit, and then we get to the car. The electric car sitting. We're kind of
Under
like
a giant
half.
awning.
We're under a giant building, under like a half moon around this Mach E, and we're sitting right next to it. And Vaughn and the team, the engineers, were talking about the car and what you do and do not do. It was mainly do not, basically, the whole time.
There's not a lot of do's.
There was a lot of do
There was
nots.
a lot of
look
do
at it.
nots.
You can look at
You
it.
can
from a
look at it.
distance.
That's a do. You can do look. You
Basically,
can
that's
do
the
look at
only
it.
do, is look at it.
You can look at it, but you can't do anything else. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and he goes at this one point that was very clear in our minds. There's a little dome on the top of the Mach E, and it was like a clear little dome, one little LED in there.
typically where a roof antenna would sit.
Sure, right. It looks like a roof antenna, but it's a clear LED, and it's either green or red. And what he told us in the meeting was, red, you're dead. Green is good. Good.
Yeah. They were like,
Literally.
No, I think the wording was, when that light is red on top of the car,
You do not go
do
near
not
it.
approach it. Do not touch it. It will kill you.
Yes, it will kill you.
You
if
will
it's
die.
green, you can ask somebody to go around it. But I'm like, by the time this meeting was over, everyone's just like, all right, I'm just going to avoid this car at all costs throughout the day. So nobody, if you guys really paid attention, nobody went around it.
Nobody went around
Like,
it.
not even with 10 feet of it. They were just like, yep, it looks cool, but I'm going to stay over here.
Everybody avoided it like the plague.
So that was pretty cool. But that was interesting because if you think about it, the amount of voltage that's going through that car to produce that kind of power through those motors is unreal.
Yeah.
Fry ya.
We looked inside of it. We did get to a point where we were allowed to go like
Oh, I was
look in it.
I was so happy it had 4 seats in it.
Yeah. Oh, it did. It did have 4 seats.
Yeah.
But the engineering, my favorite part was the glass box where that I don't know what it was. I'm not going to say what it was.
Flux
but
capacitor.
I'm imagining it was some
For real?
converter or a capacitor.
I think it has
or
something to do with time travel.
Yeah, time travel is probably correct. And it looked so cool because it was in a glass box, had RTR on it, and the cables were just really neatly like run through the car. It just looks really sick.
Yeah.
It was beautifully built,
It was sick.
which is why we didn't want to crash into it.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, speaking of the red dot. Well, we were on the track, doing the road testing stuff. So there's audio obviously being the crazy sound that you guys, if you watch the video, the crazy sound. That's all real, by the way. That's not fake. So there are multiple microphones in this vehicle, and there was this one guy running it that was doing all the sound, and no one was really paying attention because I believe we were looking at our shots or something like that. I can't remember what we were doing. We were waiting for something, but the sound guy had his whole body into the back of the car, and all of a sudden Vaughn or someone.
Somebody on Vaughn's team was just like
who
the fuck is in the car?
Who's
right
in the
now?
car right now? Like, what's going on? And the sound guy's like, oh, it's just me. I'm just pressing record. Don't worry about it. So that way we don't have too big of a file. And it was just pretty funny.
Everybody always hates the sound guy. It's so bad. I feel so bad for sound people.
That
But
sound guy was
hey,
awesome.
Your job, Matt.
He did.
Kicked ass
He
on that.
kicked ass on
Killed
the
it.
sound. But it was just really funny because he's like, who's in this? He's like, oh, it's just me. I'm just sound guy, just pressing record. It was just really funny.
Typical. Everybody's just hating on him.
Yeah, just like, come on. I don't know. It's just funny. Because he didn't. I don't think he'd asked to go in the car. He just went in. But it was just
That
funny.
Life or death situation. He was stopping that record.
He was stopping that record. He was adamant on, I'm not having these fat files because it's been running
Yeah.
for hours.
Yeah,
No, that
man.
was pretty funny.
Dude, the car was. That sound it makes is so wild. Like when on the walkie too, because we had Sam in the back with the walkie directly into the helmet, talking to Vaughn. Every time Vaughn was talking, all you just hear is, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
But it's funny. You can hear him. You can still hear him. You know,
It sounds like
pretty
straight.
clearly. But it was like,
If you've ever been in a car with straight cut gears,
yeah.
that's exactly what it sounds like.
That's exactly
and
what it
no
sounds like.
motor noise. It's
And
just all straight cut gear
Gears.
noise. But then there's like, it's a tinge of that RC car, like.
and it stops so fast without him braking. He's like, I don't even brake. I don't
It's
even
got
think he
regen.
braked the whole
No,
time.
it's got the regen.
It's because it's got the
the
decelerates
regenerating.
when you
Yeah. The
let off
regeneration.
brakes. It's insane.
But he was talking about it. He was like, I don't think I've stepped on the brake. He
Yeah,
was
you don't
like
have to.
doing, like around the track. He wasn't.
We certainly had to. I was driving with the SpongeBob toe.
But that was really cool. Yeah,
YouTube
literally.
comment says it sounds like the Max setting on a Dyson.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Or like the Star Wars, like
Yeah,
Sounds
Oh
like
my
a pod
God.
racer.
the pod racers and shit.
That's hilarious. What is that?
Jetsons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. The
Sorry.
future. The future is
Yeah.
now. No, it was a cool project because I think you said it best in the Instagram post. Is it was like, it's like it was our love of technology, filmmaking, and automobiles all
Yeah.
in one.
yeah,
You know that last shot?
it was.
You know that last shot where the
What?
Mach E is going into, they're allowed going into
going
the
out.
sunset, and there's
Yeah.
one, it leads to one road in the center.
Yeah.
I saw some YouTube comments, some, Illuminati believers that,
Oh, is this a troller, bro?
no, they just were like, oh,
Is this-
conspiracy theory that this is Ford's future is
Only
electric,
electric?
and there's only one road.
Oh,
ahead.
that's a
Oh,
pretty
fuck.
decent look at the.
But in my head, I was just like, nah, that's just like the road that gets you to the.
Nah, they're
to
just
the
doing it because they can flex.
That's just the road that gets you to the
skid
strip.
pad.
To the skid pad.
Dude, that's oh my god, that's like the best conspiracy theory thing ever. Like
That's awesome.
That's how they all. You're overthinking that shit. nobody thought of that.
No, honestly, that's pretty good. I applaud the guy who said that. That's
one
pretty
guy
funny.
in the comments said it, and
That's
I was,
pretty good.
I was like, that's
Dude, that's fucking
pretty cool.
deep. That's real.
No,
deep.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think that's a quarantine inspired comment.
This is the guy that
quarantine.
this is the guy that watches it like 200 times.
Yes,
And
religiously.
He's like, there has to be a meaning. There is a cactus on the left and a bush on the right.
yeah.
And that's like shit. If you were a
That's
director,
pretty good.
if you were a director and that was like your narrative, you're gonna make you're
make
worth
a lot of money. Yeah, you should go direct, dude.
Go to Ford Proving Grounds if you want to shoot that little piece.
That was good.
I don't think they'll let you in though.
That's
Yeah,
just
hilarious.
Fuck.
That's literally it's a service road to get out.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I think there's
just-
3 ways out.
It's not
fuck.
that deep.
Yeah,
It's just
every-
literally, they're not gonna have a giant pad to get out.
Someone
of the
should comment.
complex.
Oh,
They're
that's
gonna
just
go
how you
down-
get out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's how every conspiracy
It's
theory
just the
starts.
exit
out.
road, dude.
No, dude, like we just like triangles. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that someone was gonna say some dumb shit about that.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
But that's the only place where we can go that wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only place that we can stagger the cars like that.
That wide and
Yeah.
have them run at speed down.
At speed,
something
yeah.
and
Right.
Was that skid pad?
We did a lot of loops
And-
that day.
And that skid pad was pretty short for.
It was.
What
I
we were trying
agree.
to do.
Dude,
it was less
in
than a quarter
between-
mile. It wasn't
like
a quarter
that-
mile.
It
That
was a lot
cut-
longer than a
that
quarter.
was
Was
so
it longer
funny.
than a quarter?
It was.
I don't think it was.
It was longer.
I thought I asked somebody it
no,
wasn't.
No, it was longer.
No, I really don't think it is.
I think they said it was
Oh, yeah.
20 acres in total.
Oh, I don't
total-
know. We need to look
total
this
square
up.
footage.
Seeing
I feel
Ken-
like I was told it wasn't a
because
quarter mile.
Seeing
No,
Ken
because-
Block on a fresh skid pad was hilarious. Like
Oh,
during
dude,
takes,
Ken Block
he
was
just
trying to
like-
rip.
There was just at a point you just see Ken. He's just so bored and it's so
All of a
hot.
sudden, you see,
and he has to sit in
yeah.
the car and like we're doing takes and in
and then it
between-
cuts.
Yeah, and
We
and there's
cut.
cuts and in between takes, he's just like when it's his moment to finally take off.
Oh, he
takes
rips.
he takes advantage on his trip back to his
Dude,
point one.
He moves so fast. Things like
Yeah.
a rocket ship.
It's crazy.
It just takes off so quickly. We never saw a drag race. If everyone's wondering like who's faster than who, I don't think they officially did that. I
No,
never
they
saw it.
didn't. No.
At least in the first day. Maybe they did the second or third day. But
We had a
I
lot
didn't
to
see it.
shoot in the time, so it was
but
like,
it was hilarious. Every time he was like, "All right, finally, fuck, let's go back to
Yeah.
base." He would just rip,
yep,
whop,
could-
top,
he
and he
could-
would just drift
He
into the
could
back
take his
corner.
feelings out on the unicorn.
It was hilarious.
It was awesome.
exactly.
That was the second time shooting that car. That car is awesome.
Yeah,
That thing is nuts.
it's so cool.
It blows my mind every time that thing turns on. It's like, "Wah-da-da-da-da."
Yeah.
Anyway,
Those guys know what to do with cars.
we didn't even know when the electric car turned on. We had to wait how many minutes for that? We have a video of the NASCAR warming up. We had to wait. The electric car's sitting
took
there
a
like,
good
okay,
couple
I'm ready to
minutes.
go. And the NASCAR's like, wait, hold on. Wa-da-da, 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 for like 5 minutes.
But then once it opened up, it was ear-splittingly loud. It was
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
it was the sound of freedom.
I love the sound of those cars. Those are awesome.
Dude, it was crazy
great.
when they were all going down the skid pad together.
Oh, it was cool. It was cool
the
as shit.
noise, The noise was crazy.
It was all kinds of different noises.
You just get that whine, and then you get all the fucking
All kinds of different
methanol,
Mustangs.
NASCAR, stock Mustang, dirt
Yep.
Mustang.
That was nuts.
So this, I guess, this rolls into a good question though.
Oh, do the
Since-
question.
Since
Yeah,
we just
need more
talked about it,
questions.
somebody was super curious in what it was like to film with Ken and Vaughn, because like obviously you come up and you watch all the YouTube videos and you grow up around it and you see them doing all these cool projects, all these dope projects like Gymkhana and stuff like that, and like they get this like it's like a hero status about themselves, so you don't really know what they're like to be around. I guess they become like iconic in a sense to a lot of people in the automotive
Well, yeah,
space.
you see the characters they play on the videos.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are.
Yeah, but in a lot of ways,
person.
it's like you get there and you're like, they're just the same. They're just
people.
people.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
people.
And the
And
fun,
they're
yeah.
and they're not putting on a show like how you see them in any of the BTS videos you see. It's like they're just chilling and they're enjoying their time on set like we all are. You know?
Yeah, and the funniest part is like at the end of the day, I mean, it's Hoonigan, it's like dirtbags. At the end of the day, like we're all just like car fanatics, car lovers, car dirtbags. Like we just want to do funny shit and like do donuts and do like crazy stuff. So
Yep.
and of course we show up with our crane and we're on a AMG C63. So like everybody's like, oh, this thing's fucking sick, and like we have it suction cup mounted to the roof, so they're all like, this thing's like suction cup to the roof of an AMG.
Yeah, they're geeking out.
And then they find out that it, like we rented this car for this, and it was fucking hilarious because it was just like that car guy dirtbag stuff. Like, you
Might
guys
I
rented
add-
an AMG and put your crane on
Yeah.
it, and we're like, fuck yeah, we did.
We put the perfect Reelbros touch fit though. Like we taped out, gaffed out the headlights, and we again, color bomb came into play. They hooked us up with some decals, some really large RB decals that we, put on there.
Yeah, my favorite part was like, we're out doing the handling on the track, and Vaughn's jumping in and out of the car to review shots on the monitors in the car and stuff like that. And at one point, he just like looks at us and he's like, I think it's fucking crazy that you guys put this on a rental car.
Yeah, I know. Because he was watching the shots. He's like, this is sick. I was like, and he steps back. He's like, I can't believe you guys put this on a rental car. Yeah. Everybody was saying that. It was hilarious.
On my vehicle, I have the Reelbros, like it says Reelbro on my license plate. We almost put it on there.
We should have.
I'll do it next time.
There was
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
For me, there was only one real missed moment that would have made my day. We were pulling out to the handling track, and we pull up next to Vaughn. We're staging to go out. So I'm in the driver's seat. John's next to me, and there's Vaughn. We all got the windows down because it's not roasting by this point. And this is the first time the car's been out to film. And I kind of lean forward around John. I look over at Vaughn. I'm like, what's the retail on one of those?
Yeah. He had his helmet on, let alone he's in an electric car, so it's silent, but he couldn't hear it. I don't think he got it. He like nodded and laughed.
I think it.
But it was like, what's the retail on one of those? No, it didn't. He was so focused on driving and that thing, but it was funny.
It would have been so perfect if
it would have been funny.
If he
listens to this.
If he said back, more than you could afford, pal, that would have made my day.
Oh my God, more. Oh, we would have died. We would have all died. If he's listening to this, that's what we meant, but or at least Chance meant. But that would have been funny.
Vaughn, please comment.
Please.
But yeah, more than you can afford, pal.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then so I was gonna ask what was everyone's favorite shot from that, but I think I already know.
The favorite shot? Yeah. Dude, are you gonna do this to us right now, dude?
No, but the thing is I already 100% know what we all are gonna say.
Yeah, I do. I have it. I think it's all the same.
I think it's all the same.
Yeah,
I think it's all around the board.
We can agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the one you can't make up and you can't control. Yeah. That's the favorite shot.
You just have to do it.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Okay, so I guess the favorite shot was, I mean, I've got a bunch. I got a lot of good shots that are on there.
There's a lot.
But
I'm going to go.
There was one like technical enough to put it number one.
Yeah. No, well, it was on the handling track, and we're going around, and it was the one shot they let sit the longest.
That's not my favorite shot.
Whoa.
I like that. That's my number two.
Yeah,
that's my number two.
I'm about to show you my number two. Let me go with my number. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let me do this. My number one is the shot where we're on the handling track, and you see us go from. It looks like a robotic. It looks like a robotic arm. It looks almost like a bolt that we had on the back of a truck, and we're like. But what we did, it was.
It's just not a program.
Okay, asswipe. It was not a fucking Cinnabot.
We got cyborg wrist Alex.
Hey, man.
Okay, listen.
Yeah,
anyway, and we're going on the handling track, and Haley and Vaughn are right there. We're pretty close, and we're moving the arm, and we're moving the car, and Vaughn's like getting really close to the camera, moving around, and it's the movements that we did, and the head hopping, and everybody came together, and this one shot was like insane.
It was just super aggressive.
It just went like around it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
We go from the front grill of the Mach E
to Haley,
out to Haley, fully framed,
back to the grill,
back to the front grill,
and then wrapped around to the tire,
and
then back to the front grill. It was crazy.
All in like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. No, it was insane. I think that was super insane. My number two is the one where we are on the center line. And it's not the parallax shot. It's not the end.
No, it's the start where we do
it's the start. It's not the parallax zoom with all of them sitting there. It's the one that's really close where we come up and we stop and we just deadlock on the front grill.
Right on the front grill.
I love that.
That's a good one.
To do that, to get that thing to deadlock and not wobble the camera, that's a very difficult thing to do. That's SpongeBob toe on the brake is what we call it. Yeah. And that's head hopping and that's just smoothing the grain.
Yeah, we just about took the knife out and cut a hole in Chance's shoes so he could
SpongeBob toe, dude.
He was SpongeBob toeing the whole day.
You got a SpongeBob toe.
That day. Yeah.
When you brake, you got a SpongeBob toe on a crane drop.
Yeah.
There's something you guys want to learn. You SpongeBob toe.
SpongeBob toe.
Because any movement you have from that car goes straight to that head.
Facts.
And you're going to see it.
It is not easy to drive smooth like everybody thinks.
No, I'm in Chance's ear going slow, easy. Okay, stop.
Smooth is fast too.
I go easy, and I'm like, and stop.
Yeah.
And you have to ease into that. Yeah. So those are my two. I'm probably totally missing a bunch, but I feel like those right in my head, those are fresh. And I think those are the two that are like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love it. I love that shot that comes right up to that grill. It's just the craziest, cool looking thing. Anyway,
See, my
go.
shot unfortunately didn't make it into the video. But
Oh, okay, wait.
No.
We gotta. The people don't know.
I know,
You gotta
but I
pick shots
wanna-
that are in the film.
but
But
this
you
is
can
my-
say
this
it,
is my
but
favorite shot.
this is a voided
It's my
shot. This
favorite
doesn't
shot.
count, Brandon. It doesn't
Hey,
count.
you might see it. You never know.
You might
Doesn't
see
count.
it.
Later
you might
on-
see it down the road.
Later
It's
on, we'll see
too
it.
good.
You
just
can choose
released
it,
today.
but then you got to choose two that were actually in the film.
Well, then if I have to choose one that's in the film, it's
Well,
going to be
my
the robotic
second was
one.
the parallax
Yeah.
one. The parallax push.
or the parallax push.
That's my second.
at the start where like the background's zooming and the car's
It's
growing.
just such
and
a yeah.
it's such a
just-
technical shot. It looks very simple and it looks very dramatic,
you know what?
but it's
We
very
missed
technical.
that shot is what the reason why we missed out on the group photo.
Yeah,
Anybody sees group photo, we are not in that shot because
we're not in that group
we're
photo.
literally behind the photographer
practicing.
practicing for that shot.
We're practicing on that center line
Yeah.
because Sam was so adamant on having that
Yeah.
center line of that runway directly center in our camera the entire time.
You want to know what the best feedback was though from Sam and Adam and all the race service guys is the how many assets we were able to generate
That's
in that
true.
time, and
Right.
we blew their
We were
minds
quick.
with how efficient we were with time.
We were being as
Like-
fast as we could and the
Like
best possible.
they expected to get half of what they got on their whole shoot day, and we gave them so much more.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
no,
We did our
100%.
job and we made it difficult for our clients to choose the shots.
But I think that's kind of a recurring
Yeah.
thing
That's
with
just-
us. We tend to like push the limits and be efficient about it though. So that
But-
we can show them that we're of
Yeah.
value. Does that
But-
make sense?
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
feel like that? Like
No,
we're of
yeah,
value,
yeah,
like we're
yeah.
giving you guys something more than you thought you were gonna get.
Absolutely.
That's what I like
Well,
doing.
and that comes to my favorite shot of that we got that day was because it was a shot that
Oh,
wasn't
the shot that didn't. Okay.
It wasn't on the shot list.
That's all of
No,
us.
Let me talk.
The one at the end.
Let me talk.
That's all of our favorite shots.
Yeah,
The one that didn't make
because
it.
it wasn't on a shot list.
Yes.
No, a part of it made it in, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, part of it.
It wasn't on the shot list or anything.
We're gonna get it, and we're gonna run the whole thing out.
It was supposed to be shot the next day, and it was a Gymkhana scene where Ken Block and Vaughn were going to be doing donuts around the Mach E, the factory model.
Oh,
As it slowly, like, Ken
I know
Block
what
always
you're
does the
talking
Segway with the Panda and stuff where he
Yeah.
does donuts around it. They were both going to be doing donuts around it as the factory Mach E was rolling down the skid pad very slowly.
Yeah.
And like the guys were like, hey, we have a little bit of sunlight left. Are you guys interested in like trying to pull this off? And we're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. It's best
Fuck
light
yeah.
of the day.
It
Let's
was
go.
like at the end of the day, it wasn't even supposed to happen. We're like, okay, just do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We're sending it.
No, the Mach E, the prototype, the actual one that came off the assembly line wasn't turning on or some shit.
Yeah. So we're like rushing the light.
We were stuck. We were like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make
This
it.
blue factory Mach E prototype car is
Which looks really good.
is-
I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but
It's
like,
way
I really
better
like
looking in
it.
person.
Way better looking. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, I just don't like it. It's
agreed.
stupid. I think it looks really good. Yes, okay, Mustang. I get it. I don't know why they called it Mustang, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's
Just
a new
name.
age. It's
Get over it.
move on, dude.
Yeah. So we get it started, get the car started, get it rolling down the skid pad, and Ken and Vaughn go to work doing their donuts around the car.
So
And we're filming.
It's
we're,
the typical the typical Gymkhana move where
Yeah.
you go around a subject and there's other subjects going around
Yeah.
it in the opposite
Yep.
direction.
and they're looping counterclockwise, and I think, or no, they're looping clockwise, and we're going counterclockwise
Yes.
around them, and we're
Yes.
tracking them as they're going around this
Correct.
Mach E car, and
and the sunset's just
and
bursting
the
behind
sunset's
them.
bursting,
And they're right next to each other, ripping donuts around them.
Yep.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum,
So
bum,
they're
bum,
just
bum,
creating
bum.
this like hazy, smoky atmosphere and continue.
And the Mach E disappears, and then everybody disappears.
yeah, And
Everybody
then
disappears.
it-
And Alex can continue.
yeah, they're doing the donuts, and the smoke is getting thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker.
And then you don't see anything
and then
but smoke.
all of a sudden, you just see smoke, and we're still in it, and we're still holding it.
Still holding the circle.
And all of a sudden, the smoke starts to fade away. And
Slowly.
you get this like really subtle silhouette that is the factory Mach E. The
sun's
car,
piercing straight
the car
through
you
it.
can go down to the dealership and buy.
Fuck, I
you
gotta
see
see
this
that shot.
silhouette of this car as it comes through the smoke slowly,
I love it.
and we keep tracking it because like we're like everybody's silent. See, here's the thing: is like when these shots happen,
It's why we do
There's-
this.
so much. It's why we do it because
It's why
there's
we
so
do
much
it.
time, so much effort, and so much goes in behind it, and it's literally something you cannot storyboard, you cannot predict. It just happens in front of the camera, and you recognize it, and you roll with it because you know
Here's the deal.
It's a once in a lifetime shot.
Nothing is given to you in filmmaking, right? So you have to make everything that you do as good as possible and make it look as good as possible. So there are rare occasions where that filmmaking god or whoever it is gives back to you.
Everything alone.
And you're just sitting there waiting, and all of a sudden it's like, here you go, guys.
But
gold.
you have
It's
to
like
know
gold
when it's in
nugget.
front of you.
Yeah,
you have to
no.
know when to take
You're
it.
still, yeah, no, for sure. But like when we're sitting there and we're just holding our shot that we've been holding for the past 30 seconds, we're not expecting anything of it. We're expecting of, okay, we're going to cut. It's smoke. All of a sudden, this thing just peers out of, that shot was given to us. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like given. It was like
It's
made.
somewhere.
It was
something made that
It was
for
made
us.
for us to be there.
Yeah.
And to say, let's take this shot. So the car is coming out of the smoke slowly.
It looks like it came out of
and
heaven.
it's revealing itself. And I'm talking about like, this is the perfect haze.
And you
like-
can look at the sun kind
And
of.
the headlights are like
And the
below
headlight-
the
the
headlights,
are-
bro. The headlights.
The headlights are cutting through the haze and all this stuff. And it looks like a fucking commercial. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
You shoot
It looks like a
you shoot commercials.
It looks
and
like a shot they planned for
and
the entire day.
every once in a while you're filming something and you're like, this looks like a fucking commercial. Like
Yeah.
I could just put this on TV right now and
Yeah.
people would be like, this is a
Because the
goddamn
cool thing
commercial.
is the car disappears in the Mach E. You see it driving in the distance, and then this thing appears out of the smoke, and it's like, this is the Mach E. It's electric.
Yeah.
This is the new age shit. I can't
And
wait to get
and
that shot. and
It's
show
still
you guys.
rolling slow and slow and slow, and then it comes to a stop.
And
As it comes, it timing wise, as it comes to a stop, all the smoke is pretty much dissipated. So
Almost.
there's very subtle smoke, so you can fully see the Mach E
a
car
good haze going
in the smoke. Beautiful, gorgeous Arizona sunset in the background.
in the mountains.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Vaughn comes up in the Mach E 1400 race car, and he parks right next to the factory
On accident,
model.
he was
On
trying to get
accident.
our attention. Like,
Trying
are
to
we
get our
done?
attention. And he parks right next to it, and you're looking at the frame, and you're like, okay,
what
so this factory car just revealed itself out of the smoke of the race car, and then they stopped at the same point and perfectly framed themselves together.
Nobody here.
And here you
mind
have
you
the-
guys, no one's talking to them in their helmets. This whole time, no one was talking to anybody. It was literally just them doing their own thing. So Sam is sitting in the car, and he has his own monitor, and he's like, "Holy shit!"
we were all like,
We were
holy
fucking
So
silent.
this is why I'm kind of surprised it didn't make it. I know there was a different
There's-
scope for the project,
there's
but that
something
shot's going to appear. I'm
And
telling you guys
there's
what, that
something else
shot
happening,
is going to
but-
come up on something else.
and
I
it's-
guarantee
it's,
it.
The beauty of that shot is it's like a minute long.
Oh, it
God's
runs.
plan.
And you don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to cut it. It's gorgeous. And we all are just sitting in the fucking car, like
Oh,
holding our fucking breath.
that was the last shot
and
of the
then
day.
finally
We're done.
we cut, and we're just like,
We're done.
we have the craziest hype in the car on the way back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we get back to the area where we're all set up.
And we're all like,
We jump out of the car, and fucking everybody is like, goes over to the directors and all the drivers. Holy shit, you need to see that
you
shot
gotta
that
see-
we
we all
just
play
got.
it back, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
it was a pull and a half, dude.
It was nuts.
It was
It was-
nutty.
It's a fucking $1 million shot. In
Yeah,
my book.
absolutely.
Like you cannot
Can't recreate that if you
recreate
tried.
that. Everything just played out perfectly
Absolutely.
and organically in front of the camera, and
was
we were there
nuts.
to capture it. And
It was
that's
nuts.
that's what I guess that's what keeps me doing this is moments like
It's
that.
what keeps you chugging.
Yeah.
I mean, we all came into the office today like little children, so that's kind of what keeps me going. And I'm like, after we saw this, I'm like, okay, fuck, what's next? What do we do? What is next, dude? I want that high. I was like, I need that high again.
It is. It's a high.
It's a drug.
Well,
it's drugs. It's an addicting thing for us.
Days like this, you get to enjoy it, but then like it wears off quick.
It does. And you're like, you got that next one. Where's it at?
Yep.
Where it at? Where it at, though?
Put your sniffer out. You're like, all right, what's the next one?
Reelbrosmedia.com. Hit us in the, just email us if you want our next production.
Hit us in the DMs.
But Chance, what did you finished up the day? What did you think?
Well, after having like 6 panic attacks, I was stoked we didn't destroy the Mach E. We got super sick shots.
Oh,
The
yeah.
car was awesome. Everybody loved us. We were happy with everybody. It was a perfect
What
day.
else do you want?
It was a dream.
What
it was
else
a
do you
dream come
want?
true.
and they're long days. But they're
Yeah, I mean, we did not stop. They used us as much as we could. There was one time we had lunch and we sat there for, I don't know
Like
what.
10 minutes.
No, it was a little long. 30 minutes.
we got 30
Yeah,
minutes.
by the time we finally got out of the car, though,
Yeah.
ready to go.
But they try to utilize this as much as possible, which I love. I want to just keep shooting all day long. I don't want to stop.
That's what
we're
we're
there for. Yeah.
But the thing is, all of our equipment was spot on that day. I don't think we had a
we
hiccup.
had no failures.
We didn't have a hiccup.
That's experience. That's
No, 100%.
experience.
That's us
Yeah.
making sure those things don't happen
knowing our
from
shit.
other
Testing
stuff.
days.
You know
Testing.
everything. Yeah.
Every time you guys see us just messing around by ourselves, that's what we're doing always. We have a new toy, which is awesome.
We got to
But-
meet Larry Chen.
Oh fuck yeah, Larry. Well, yeah, Larry Chen was awesome.
Goat.
Oh, that's another story though. You know, it's funny because I've been good friends with Corey for a while, and the running joke is like, when am I going to meet Larry Chen? Because I've always shot photos for Matt Hagen and Corey, and I've always just been around that scene. I've always, and Corey was like, "Oh, dude, you gotta meet Larry." He's always making fun of me, like when I'm gonna meet Larry. Like, it's just funny, and it just kept going and going and going.
It became an inside joke over the years.
It became an inside joke, totally. And we didn't even know Larry was gonna be there, and then all of a sudden we get there, and I'm like, "Guys, Larry is here. He's here.
Oh wow,
Larry Chen is here.
Appears.
He appears from the wild." No.
A wild Larry Chen appears. A wild Larry Chen appears.
His camera out there, and he's shooting photos.
Such a goat, dude.
I'm just kidding. No, it was awesome. And basically, I just walked up to him. I was just like, "Yo, Larry, I don't even know what I said."
You didn't quite walk up to him.
Okay, it took me a while to walk up to him.
You walked up to him, and then you stood about 10 feet from him.
With Vaughn.
And you were like...
I didn't want to interrupt their discussion,
You were
dude.
looking him up and down, and you were like, what do I say? What do I say? How do I start this?
Well,
How do I start
I don't know
this?
how I jump into a conversation with Larry Chen and Vaughn Gittin Jr. Sorry.
It was like when
you don't want to come off fanboy.
I don't want to be like
you
a
wanna
dick
be lame.
or weirdo. Like,
It was just trying to be real. I get it.
It was like when you're trying to hit on like a solid dime piece.
I needed the right moment, and I got him by himself. I'm just kidding. It sounded weird. No. Eventually, I was just like, "Yo, I'm friends with, good friends with Corey. I want to send him a photo." And so we just took a funny photo, and it was during COVID, so he didn't want to get next to me. So Larry thought it would be funny to stand behind me as a little person.
Yeah.
It perspective-wise, it was hilarious, and he was like waving. Anyway, we sent it to Corey. It was just cool, just like linking that all together, and like finally, shooting a commercial for Ford Performance and meeting Larry and all this kind of stuff.
So
it was
many
just
of your
kind of cool.
idols in one place.
Yeah, it was just really cool. It was a fun experience, and he was a cool guy. Larry is awesome,
well, the cool thing about it too is
and he got lit photos of our car. Yeah,
That he did.
we have a Larry Chen original of the
we
moto
do.
crane.
We're gonna get it printed.
C63 AMG.
That we do.
The sunset one we posted.
I might hang that in my bedroom, actually.
It's a little weird. I'm just kidding.
How is a beautiful piece of
I'm
art
just
hung in
kidding.
your
No,
bedroom
He's
weird?
got candles around it. He's
Yeah.
like on
He's
his
like-
knees.
all the kids that
I'm
have
just joking.
all the kids that have Lamborghinis on their bedroom wall. There's gonna be a bunch of kids that have our camera car on their
Ooh,
wall. Like,
that's good.
What's
one
wrong
day
with
I want
that?
I want that. No, I want to.
Camera
I
car
want to print it.
stickers.
Same
We're gonna
price.
print it for sure.
The camera car stickers.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
No, the
See,
cool-
that was another cool thing. I think the whole day was just we didn't have a headache that day, other than the fact that we almost ran in the back of Vaughn's car. But
we didn't.
And of course, Motor Crane running beautifully.
yeah, Motor Crane.
She's a beat.
She did it again.
So now we're gonna probably start to wrap it up here for you guys. But we went live before this and got some really good questions, and anything that we didn't get to touch on per se in regards to the Ford project and stuff like that, I think we should probably answer those now. So let's start with first question comes from somebody, and it's just asking us like, do we ever?
Jesus Christ! First project it comes from somebody.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, dude, we got these
from
questions.
Kentucky.
Jesus, we
I'm
got these
sorry, I
questions
didn't-
from live. All right.
didn't write it down. It comes from the live.
If
got it
you
from the
asked
live
it-
stream.
If you asked it, then you know who.
You asked it. You know who it is. That's
They were-
all that matters.
They were asking, are you still shooting safely now during COVID-19?
Oh yeah, I said watch. I already told him on live.
Yeah, we
I
kinda
answered that question.
talked about that.
I said,
I'm
go
sure
watch
other
our-
people are curious.
All right. Well, here's your curiosity, people. Go watch our PSA on our COVID safety features and guidelines that we made. All right. So you'll get it all.
YouTube
All on the
us.
tube of the U. You'll see it.
Reelbros Media.
Well,
Yep,
the
PSA.
entire Ford project was shot shortly after the pandemic, doing all those things. So,
And there really wasn't many guidelines,
and it worked out.
other than the fact of wearing a mask and washing your hands and staying 6 feet away. That was it.
Yeah, masks,
Yes.
masks in the car, all that good stuff.
And everybody did it, so it was fine.
yeah, here's another interesting question that came through that we'll probably go off on a short tangent here, but it's they're asking what comes first for a project. Is it budget or is it the idea?
Uh-oh. Whoa. Before anybody starts starting to
Yeah.
freak out, just give a little pause here and think. Say that question one more
I
time.
think I know the answer.
What comes first,
My answer.
the budget or the idea?
Now, this is an interesting question because it depends where you are, I feel like.
I think it could go either way.
Well,
I
this
think
is
it
this
can
is cute.
obviously go either way, but I think
Depends where you are, Brandon.
no.
Think about it when
for
we were
sure.
younger.
Geography means a lot. Yeah.
But think about when we were younger. Like,
The idea
was
came
it the
first.
budget? Our budget did not affect what we did back then. You know what I mean?
Correct. That's why my answer is idea then budget.
Yeah. I think you're right
Yeah.
with that answer though.
Yeah.
That's
Because
just yeah.
Being
That's
creative,
always how it's been for me.
being creative. A lot of times when you're with a client, like it's always like, what's a great idea we can implement for you? Oh, what's your budget? Oh, you don't have the budget to do like extravagant stuff. But I think part of being a creative is finding out when you have that idea, a good idea is a good idea. It's never going to change. You have to be creative in how you implement that idea. And part of your implementation comes down to how you use the budget or how you make the budget work for you to make that idea a reality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like the
There's
a lot of ideas
there's-
that we had at the beginning though, nobody had budgets for. So like we did them anyway.
There's
So
creativity.
there's two perspectives.
But here's
There's
the thing.
creativity in the aspect alone of trying to make an idea work with a specific budget.
Yeah, but like
how
now-
creative can you be to make what your budget is, your idea
Right.
work with that budget?
But now we know what our ideas are worth. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's a different perspective in the sense of like where we are now. I know exactly what, for me, like the budget needs to come first in order for me to pull off my idea. Back then, my idea was primary. And then the budget was like, oh, you can give me $500. Oh, cool.
I think that's a deeper.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a deeper meaning on it.
Well, I don't
though,
know. I don't
on
know.
the-
What
on a
where,
business side,
where
but-
is he asking it, though?
Well,
It's
yes.
two different perspectives, though. If you're just starting up, the idea is more important to you than it is the budget. If you're here and you know your ideas are worth
No,
something, the budget's first.
See, I'm gonna send it full hard.
It's an
into-
evolving.
I'm gonna send it full hard
question.
into your perspective then. In that case,
Do it.
whereas the idea is the most important thing.
It
Because
is.
there's been feature length films that have been shot on an iPhone, and then there's been feature length films that have been shot with hundreds of millions of dollars that have bombed.
Yeah, but
So,
your
like-
idea can be like super important, but if you don't have the money to do it, then you're screwed.
No, you just have to be creative in figuring out a way up for how you're going to do your idea.
How does that saying go? The old saying, you've caught my attention, but now you've piqued my interest, but now you've caught my attention. It's kind of what it has to be. Your idea has to
Yeah,
catch interest at first, but then the budget will really catch the attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's a good example.
It's like
of
that
it.
one Super Bowl ad where they use the potatoes and they just who was that again?
just-
Oh my God, that was insane.
they
Cards
just-
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, they
Or somebody
it was
like
just
that.
a
oh yeah,
potato.
something stupid.
They just did a
And
potato.
it's like that's not about budget in the slightest. Actually, it's
But it's the
about
idea.
being creative about
Yeah.
the idea with the budget you're given.
Because you can have.
Yeah, but the idea was crazy in the sense
But-
of like everybody was asking what that potato.
But what it
the thing?
come-
No, the thing
but-
was the back end of it. Nobody
Yeah.
knew what it was. So when everyone
yeah.
was getting online, like, what the fuck was that potato commercial?
that's the
then,
idea.
But
Then they
that's
pop
the
up.
idea.
Yes,
Exactly.
correct,
That's
correct.
the idea.
and guess what they got to see? They got
But guess
to
how
see-
much money they had to pay for that Super Bowl ad?
Yes, but guess
A lot of
they-
money,
Probably a lot for
millions,
that airtime.
millions of
But
dollars.
Guess what their return was on free advertising that they got from everybody
Free?
Googling what that potato is and all the news articles.
Sure, it wasn't free though.
That's tenfold.
I wouldn't say it was free.
It's
I'd say there
tenfold.
was still a budget. You're buying this spot in a Super Bowl ad commercial on prime time
It
TV.
obviously wasn't free, but it's
It
a lot
was not
cheaper
free.
than
It's a lot
budgets of
cheaper
their
than
competitors.
It's a lot cheaper than the budget.
the budget of their competitors. Correct, but that's the thing. You can go in a loophole with this stuff.
But that's the idea. The idea always reigns supreme.
I
You
think
can-
the idea
no, no,
is going to
you-
be most important to you, but you get to a part in your business or whatnot, and you realize that like this idea is great, but I need the money to pay what I need to pay. That's what I'm seeing it as. And if you can't do that, then I can't do this idea.
I
That's
think,
how I see it.
I think if you're creative enough, you can find a.
Sure, you can find a way to reduce that
There's
idea.
obviously a limit. Like nobody's gonna do a fucking 100 million view YouTube video
Yeah.
for $50.
Yeah, but this is my
Like,
point, though.
you're not
I
gonna
feel like
do
there's
that.
multiple variations of this question.
No, there's steps and an evolution to this question. For
Yes.
sure. Or sorry, the answers. To
So it
this
depends
question.
who is asking these questions and where you're at,
Yes.
But
right?
I think
If you're at the start, then ideas,
No,
take your
you're-
ideas and
no.
keep going.
Your
That's what I
idea,
think.
your
Where-
idea should always come
Yeah.
first.
I think your ideas should always come first, but
And
you're
then-
gonna get to a point in your life where the budgets are always gonna cut that idea
But-
down.
Guess what?
Always.
If your idea is good enough, or if your idea is great, you can find the money. You can find the money through a client that understands and values that idea, or you can find
I
the
don't
money
have-
through sponsors. and
Well,
all.
that's if
Like,
you're trying to do this. If this idea is a personal thing, if this idea was for a client, though, it's a different thing. If they don't have the money to pay for your idea, then you're kind of screwed. Like, oh, we don't have this budget. We're gonna have to move on to someone else.
Yeah, or you get creative with how you implement their idea. I guess if it's your own personal idea, there's
Yeah.
ways to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to shoot a passion
Here's the
project,
deal: if you're thinking about
sponsor
yeah.
get sponsors and stuff like that.
idea is
like-
always obviously number one. Your creativity is going to be your biggest seller. That's why you sell stuff. There's no other thing to it other than technicality and techniques and experience to make that idea happen. your idea is going to be number one always. But if you can't make it happen because the client can't pay for it, then either be creative, like Alex is saying, and figure out a different way to do it, or it can't happen. So I don't know. I think it gets to a point where budget is going to cut you off. And at the beginning, idea was 100% you were going to run with it because your idea you believe was the best, and
but if it's
you were going to make it look the best.
I mean, I guess it comes down to if it's your idea or if it's a client idea.
Yeah, no, exactly. If it's a personal project or a client project, it's totally different.
If it's your idea, you can find a way
to figure it out.
You will go to the end to make a way to make it work.
Correct.
If you're that passionate about it.
Sure.
But if it's a client idea,
you hit a wall.
You can be creative in your solution within their budget, but you're eventually going to hit that wall.
Yes, correct.
Like you're always going to have those clients out there that expect the world for
correct the craziest idea
for change.
Yes,
change on the dollar,
yeah.
And they're going to be like, "Why can't I have all this stuff?" And it's like,
I don't know. Am I wrong on saying that? Am I going too deep here? I feel like that's on the right.
I just think it's super dynamic, and I think the main difference is if it's your idea versus a client's idea.
And I think that was a better answer than just saying something.
Yeah,
I think whoever asked that question maybe
so if
gives a better perspective on it.
If it's your passion project or something you're passionate about, there's always a way to figure it out.
Yeah,
there's always going to be
100%, and we do that every day. We spend our own money and no time to do our own passion stuff.
Yeah. Spend your own money. Write a bunch of emails, letters, find people to sponsor your work. If you're doing an industry or a story around an industry like mountain biking or cars or something like that, reach out to companies, see if they're willing to put money behind your idea.
Yeah.
And if it's good enough, they will. There's a lot of passion projects out there all the time that people are getting sponsored.
Not everybody's a dick.
By companies. Not everybody's a dick.
There's some people that want to help.
And and people recognize the value in passion work and content because they know that you're passionate about it and you're going to put way more time in it
than the asshole that gets
somebody that is being paid fully to do something, or that's just their day job.
Sure,
they're going to get a better result out.
They're executionists other than fashionistas.
And when you ask,
is that a word?
I just made that up. The worst that's ever going to happen is you're going to get told no, and you're going to go find someone else.
Yeah.
It's like a startup.
Next question. But I think we answered that pretty clearly. Yeah, more clearly than we anticipated.
We could do a whole podcast on that one too.
Yeah.
Next question is going to be, what is the next big project that you are excited to shoot or work on?
Well, excited in the sense of coming from this project, from the RTR project. Not too many on that level, but there is an exciting one down the path right now that we've been working on throughout the week, and hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, there's a few bids for TV,
yeah,
which is something that I'm super excited about.
No, it's big in Arizona, so I'm excited for it.
Stuff like that, and then we have some internal stuff that we're doing that's pretty exciting and fun to shoot.
Definitely. There's stuff. There's new toys that we have that we're going to be playing with here soon, and we've been testing and modifying. So you're going to see that soon. So I think that's probably one of the bigger projects that we're excited about. I would imagine, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. The new toy. So stay tuned for that new toy.
It's a super interesting time too with COVID. Everybody is.
It's very slow. It's slower. Here's the deal. The projects,
people adapt though.
Yeah, there's 100% adaptation, but like the projects are there. Like we know they're there. It's just everybody's moving slower. Yeah. You see that? Like everything is not moving as quick as it used to.
It's like everybody's taking one step at a time.
Correct.
It's wary ground.
But the projects are there. Everyth's still there. That has not disappeared.
There's a lot more boundaries.
It's just the process of getting there is way slower than it used to be.
Well, and there's some industries that you, as a media business or in advertising or marketing, stuff like that, there's some industries that you cater to now that are way more busy, way more current, and making way more money than they ever have.
Right.
And there's other businesses that are not. So as a service provider, you have to recognize who needs your service at what time. So
no, it's true.
There's a lot of people that their industry is kind of stagnant, dead right now in limbo. Yeah. And then there's a lot of people that are
thriving. Literally.
Driving, making money, making more money than they would normally.
Construction
because of the
for
quarantines
one.
And stuff like that.
Construction is killing the game. They haven't stopped this entire time.
Like construction, trucking, farming, all
they've
those
been running.
Are still running.
Running strong.
A lot of your restaurant clients, a lot of your nightlife, hospitality, travel industry, they're all hurting. But you have to realize is on a bounce back, they're going to hit content hard.
It's all like entertainment and like leisure lifestyle, like the food and the travel and the stuff.
Live events.
Everything that we just mentioned, like construction, everything is like needs to get done.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. I
Well,
get it.
it's-
I get it being
it's,
like,
it's hell or high water stuff.
Yeah.
Because like live events,
yeah.
like everything that was booked, jib, cable cam, stuff like
Oh,
that.
we did miss
all
a
the
lot.
concerts and stuff. Those are all dead in the water.
But everyone's been doing live concerts from like their home. I kind of dig that. I mean, it's not cool. I don't want that to continue to happen, but like the fact that we can make that happen in the day that we're in 2020, we can have Maroon 5 or whatever do a concert from his house and like we can watch it. Isn't that weird?
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Or like
Yeah.
John Mayer, and we can watch them do a live concert
Yeah.
in our own bedroom in my pajamas while I'm, just holding my iPhone up to my face. I don't know. I think that's just weird.
It's not the same though.
No, it's not the same. Of course it's
course
not.
not
But
the
like,
same.
think about it. You're sitting there and he's live and he's doing a song, a couple songs. It's like, it's cool that we live in an age like where we can still be connected and they can listen
Even
to his
during
music.
a pandemic, you can still feel
yeah.
somewhat connected.
Yeah, it's not. I think that's cool. I think the pandemic hit. I know this is wrong thing to say, but like at a time that we can manage it pretty quickly.
Yeah, we don't have like the Spanish flu where everybody
No.
has to communicate by mail.
Fucking
and stuff
birds
like
and
that.
shit.
Like,
I'm just kidding.
no,
Gotta carry your pigeons for mail.
Yeah.
Nobody during Spanish flu had Netflix. Like,
No.
What the like they
Or
don't-
movie theater room.
You had, to
You
read
just
a,
have to
you had to
knit.
read a book. Hopefully, if you had one in your house.
I
or
know.
knit.
Honestly,
And make
HBO
sure you had candle wax. Did you?
HBO Max lately though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jesus.
that gets my $15 a month.
I got hit with all those bills this month. I got whacked in the face, bro.
I'm wondering if we're gonna hit
I gotta
that,
go through that shit.
if we're gonna hit that dead zone that we talked about in the Corona podcast, where like content hasn't been generated. 'Cause
I know. You're gonna
like,
get to the point like if we prolong this whole thing that
well, like scripts
it
are
just
being
doesn't get
written.
yeah.
and stories are being
But I
written,
feel like-
but production is not.
I just went on
happening.
Netflix though, and like there was like a lot of new stuff
Yeah,
that got
they-
released.
They got libraries.
I know they do. They got a bank,
They
dude.
got a bank of
They got a
content.
bank.
And there's people, guess what? There's people that have shot stuff already that are selling and bidding it
I
to
know.
these people. And they're
Interesting
buying
stuff.
it because they have to buy it.
I know.
I'm just wondering if it continues on. Like,
Wow,
are
we went
gonna
off
hit
on a
dead
way-
spot? Like,
We went on a tangent there on that one.
Tangent.
We took a left hook.
Tangent.
Yeah, we
Tangent.
did.
Anyway.
But
Sorry.
yeah. I
Well-
guess that's what we're excited for is our own projects.
Yeah, I
a
think
few TV stuff in the works and
Yeah.
Feeling ourselves.
and feeling our way through the
the COVID-19
COVID-19 production landscape because
Yeah,
it's an interesting time.
for sure.
I'll say that.
No. Any more questions or no?
Let me take a quick gander here at the Instagram.
Oh. Somebody.
Let me scroll through our 50-page story. I mean, we hit them pretty much all.
Alrighty, that means nobody hit us up. Great, thanks for the support. I'm just kidding.
No, that last one.
No, we had that last one
came
came
from
in.
Instagram.
I know.
so
I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you
that,
guys. We really appreciate the support that you guys give us. Honestly, like it's pretty nuts. Is that supposed to be like a nuts button, or did you fuck that
I
up?
don't know. We don't have that one labeled, so I'm just seeing what it was.
You're a dick.
That's
No,
the wrong one.
That was actually pretty. That was pretty from the deep of my
There's
bones.
Oh, that's not the one. I'm looking for the applause.
Now you're laughing at me. This is crazy.
I think it's green.
Sorry.
Anyway.
You're
Oh my god.
Still
They're
laughing
still
at
laughing at my ass. Dude, you've literally hit the 3 worst buttons.
It's that one.
Okay. You were supposed to give me an applause. Well, you
That's the one. We need
totally
to label
ruined
that
the
one.
whole vibe.
We need to label that.
Well, you should. We got
Well, now we-
fucking. Here's
now
a
we
label
know.
maker.
Now we know.
All right. Well, anyway, we appreciate the support. We love doing this stuff. If you guys don't like this stuff, well, tell us to stop doing it so we can stop wasting our time. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We like talking about this stuff. We wish there was a podcast kind of when we were thinking about doing this, or even not even thinking about doing this, that was somewhere near something like this. You know, kind of insight. I don't know if there was. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
they're
matter.
There wasn't podcasts. There was like YouTube channels.
Yeah,
That was like
but I didn't,
that was like my outlet for this
yeah.
kind of
But it's
stuff.
it's
But I don't
also
like insight. I'm
polished.
talking like insight. Yeah, no, I
Or
don't want
blog
to polish
posts.
stuff.
Nobody
Blog
on
posts.
nobody on YouTube. No. The thing is, nobody on YouTube or anything like that would just be straight up and say like, "Oh, this happened because
of X, Y, and Z.
X, Y, and Z,"
Yeah.
and because like
I
we
disagree.
knew what-
I have
we know what we're
like
doing.
I had like an arsenal of like maybe 3 or 4 YouTubers that were like that. Like
Really?
yeah, like
But how many-
that
no,
I
no.
like really like
how
took
many?
what
No,
they
no.
said into
How many of
consideration.
them fucking said like, "I got this job because I knew of somebody"?
Probably all of them. I'm just kidding.
No, none of them.
I got one right off the top of my head. Matt Workman.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
sure.
He's yeah.
Yeah, but he
His whole
was.
series. Film Riot.
Oh, okay, all right, fine.
Okay.
So go fuck
yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah,
No, Film Riot's been around for a long time.
but it's like,
All right, we're gonna cut this
that's
part
like-
out of
that's
the podcast because
No, because I proved you guys wrong. You want to fucking cut it out?
No,
Yeah,
those
'cause we
those
look like
are-
idiots.
No, those are interesting. No. Those are interesting though, because
Yeah,
their
but like
following.
those are YouTubers.
but those are genuine.
No, the two guys you mentioned, their following is a lot smaller than like the bigger players on YouTube. And the bigger players on YouTube feed everybody a bunch of bullshit like, hey, if you just do this LUT pack and this other shit right here,
You mean like
you'll get jobs.
You mean like the one that's beating us on
Yeah.
trending that the guy fed his dogs 1,000,000 dog bones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like
fuck
shit
that
like
guy.
that. No. But even in filmmaking side of things,
Yeah,
like
I know,
a lot of
I
stuff
know,
you
I know what you
watch,
mean.
somebody does it, and then all the other guys do the same fucking thing, and they're like, this will get you fucking more work.
No, they see
And then
them
guess
doing the
what?
same thing in the comments, and then they make a film
Yeah.
pack out of it.
Yeah, and they don't tell you any of the shit where it's like, you fucked up on your pricing, you fucked up on this. Like, guess what? The reason that person is shooting that big brand is because they're dating the guy who runs the company's daughter. Shit like that. They don't say that shit. They're just like, I got my camera, I got this lens, I do this with my hands, and then you put this LUT on, and there you go. They don't tell you any of the real shit that happens.
Yeah.
Whereas like Matt Workman and Film Riot, they were very real and forthcoming, and they're like, this is fucking hard work, and we built a brand over multiple years, almost
Yeah.
a decade if not. And their following is so much smaller than some of the other bigger
Sorry.
influencers.
Heard the electric car. My bad.
But that's what that's
No.
we're trying to do that. We're trying to be more real with you guys. And like
Exactly.
this is
And
how
if
it
you don't
is.
think we are, well, tell us and ask us more questions. Then
Yeah. Ask
Yeah.
us
this
questions.
is why we ask questions. This is why we ask you guys to ask us questions.
We'll do our best
Exactly.
to
We try to
answer
get the best answers that we can for you guys without sounding like assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just trying to
We
be
don't
real.
want to be assholes. We're
Just
not
trying to be real
assholes.
around here.
Yeah.
Trying to be as real as we can, I guess.
Exactly. On the real, baby.
On the real.
On the
On the
real.
real.
Let's go.